Hey, social media family. Being the subscribers of and this is like YouTube that in my own YouTube social media channel and our chat. How you all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. It's not bad yet to be said. Feeling all right. It's not best of all to be said. To feel blessed and stress. More blessed and stress. Or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family, friends, and hopefully me and mine. Likewise as well, all the same. Yeah. And as you all know, that yes, first of all, did I wish blessings upon me and mine? I think I did. Or as I was saying, back to you. Hopefully you all are doing it at least okay, if not better yet to be said. All right. Not best of all, be said you feel the blessing stress. When you're trying to think over me and mine. Anyway, though, and getting back to something that's other now. Whereas as you all know, I have had to, reposition my own PC personal computer so that you all could be able to see me as well as hear me until I could get the necessary repairs done to it, by an electronic technician at one of these here, technical business store shops that deals in business of electronic devices. Whereas from there, the maintenance can or could possibly be done upon it at a price of some such. So that this particular one I will not any longer have to, turn the backside of it to me so that you person can see this brother. Otherwise, that has to be done at the present time. And with my money's funny, so unless I have some kind of charity GoFundMe account established. Then most of any business matters dealing with money issues or, monetary finances of U.S. currency is really, literally, actually coming up out of our own pocket and our wallet. And so much for that conversation. But then I had something like an hour to broadcast, a half an hour broadcast of social media content. As I had gotten all the preliminaries out of the way, taking care of necessary in hand, so far as basic intro as an introduction and our footnotes, all the same for that matter. Or also equally as well, or likewise. So I think I have more than enough time now to broadcast. The average half an hour, 30 minutes of social media content of the video for the time I have allotted for this public setting at it. Given address location for the building premises properties of a Chicago branch public library with free week otherwise. If I only have so much time left, and not enough time, then maybe the average half an hour, 30-minute broadcast of social media content could possibly or may have to be cut short, unless I was on my own personal private week feed back at my own pad at the place of residence for education. Then I have to be careful of others' confidentiality. I don't want to be accused of, you know, filming some of such other persons, as underage minors. And most persons, grown-ups, they don't mind being videotaped, okay? Whereas you don't necessarily have to get their permission. You know what I'm saying? I was on another floor level, and this is the same one, whereas I was at the, depending on which floor level I'm at on, if any minors with their parents are in the grown-ups library, or rather, they're the children's libraries. They have this kind of setup now for any libraries, I would think. Well, for most, if not all. I don't know what happened, but now the patrons of the different parts of the library, who are underage minors, cannot, be assembled in groups. There's some really foul, funky acting going have done something to, have the different public library branches to, like say, or how you say, renegotiate that clause, whereas now children unattended by that unattended without parents cannot circulate themselves throughout the grown-ups library. They have to be accompanied, chaperoned, escorted by the grown-ups relatives of theirs. Otherwise, they would be restricted to the children's library. And so much for that conversation. And whereas the original topic of discussion, conversation, dialogue of a subject matter, for each red hand or for giving argument for many different views and opinions, be fitted associated with and representing some such thereof, is regarding making reference to the electronic medical monsters, being of which have been made in the image of canines or dogs of the animal kingdom, being of which are in the employ of the law enforcement community, of cops and detectives, police, and possibly become of the employ of toy cops, security guards, or security details, otherwise. Being I had mentioned now, I had an application of an incident of a conflict of interest with one of the toy cop security guards, not against security guards or police, just the bad ones and against the good ones who are just trying to do their job, that they get paid by the government or by, civilian businesses to secure the premises of properties and general public of people at large. Whereas I have yet to get back with the supervisor of, that one particular Mr. Buttface or Mr. Brain Dead or Brainless, who had disrespected me, confusing me with the riffraff, being the likes of the desperados, representing as well as being associated with the rank and file of the criminal elements of any given society, country, or nation. And I had went over that with y'all in the last social media broadcast, where for a library branch facility at a given address location further south of the city compared to where I'm at now. This is the headquarters library, in the business and school hub of a great metropolis as we have it, while being some of such within the city limits of metropolitan Chicago and USA, whereas there is a much greater presence of security guard and police patrol details. Whatever I say. But anyway, though, just one security. I'm going to give you all the speed dial, clip note version of the incident of conflict of interest, where he confused me with a riff-raff character, where I was minding my own business, and I was trying to absorb some reading material best I can. Do I have to reintroduce myself to the art or skill of reading? Sorry about these interruptions. And good and bad and all races. I hate it when they creep up behind you. Hate you so. Other papers, so the library, branch, and get mad. Anyway, though. So the security guard question, even before I really warmed up my seat in that particular library for the atmosphere, in terms of people from giving public facilities at application. As I'm entering into the atmosphere for that of the same said question, going through the environment and looking at me, he himself is like looking at me all crazy and ignorant. So they told me something like that something's up there. He's acting by the phone trip. But I try to stroke it off only to confirm or verify my suspicions as I'm leaving that facility at some particular moment in time. Whereas from here, he himself was like, like coming off like some kind of sort of type of stalker, like he's stalking. You leave the library branch like shortly after I had done it. So within that first minute or so, and like he's approached me as he listening in, as I'm asking this one white family who's sticking out like a sore thumb, and this one, centenary neighborhood community where that particular public library branch is located, and it was sticking out like a sore thumb, as it was for one of the dominant ethnic minority and more poverty-stricken, more crime-ridden ones of the centenary neighborhood community. And I asked them the question of, you all are not homeless, are you? And whereas the father figure as well as husband man of that particular family household being Caucasian or white people, white people saying, no, we're not homeless. And that's my question. Then with the security guard, he like asked me a sly question, whereas he really meant to say something else. Like, they're not picking at you, are they? And I what? I said, no, they're not. So I walked down the sidewalk. I left the library and walked down the sidewalk. You walked down the sidewalk alongside the library. I walked a different direction. Then, I decided to go back only after calling the library with the number that I had Googled. And whereas the librarian page was supposed to be switching me over to a supervisor, I made a request for. Turned out to be him, but inside the supervisor, and it's confirmed, it confirmed or verified my suspicion that I thought that it wasn't. So I said, can I speak to the supervisor? He said, and he was like, well, she's on break at the moment. So I walked back there to the library. The white family had already left. And, from there, the librarian page that I had spoke to, but she was telling me the same, and from there, I said, well, when will she be back? Oh, she mentioned sometime later. And it was a really hot, steamy day, and I wasn't having, so I said, I'll come back some other day. I said, how about tomorrow? Will she be in tomorrow? No, she won't be in tomorrow. So that was like last weekend. So here it is today. I wanted to, see about some of such today, but I had to postpone it for tomorrow, being Tuesday. Because I just been first day of the week, Monday, but actually the first day of the week is supposed to be sabbatical Sunday. But anyway, I think you get out. You all get the joint there one concept. Sorry to butcher the English language, making that. Get back to some such other backtrack here and finish out at the computer. Line of thought. But anyway, though, I had to take care of some other business. Well, I was trying to do that before this foreign cell phone company I was going to transact business with was informing me that the employers were having a business meeting or something, similar to a lunch break. I'm like, what? So now I'm having to take care of that business tomorrow because I didn't feel like ripping and running through the streets and all this rather phenomenal, out of the ordinary, record breaking weather temps, to fulfill biblical prophecy, as it says. So I paraphrase, not for exactly, you will not be able to tell the different seasons from one another. So I had to postpone that for tomorrow. Otherwise, I won't take care of that business. Then I will get down there to the library to address the issue of that one security guard disrespect, because I went back. I went that as before I went back to this right now. I'm leaving. And you coming back to the library. I'm going further from it. I'm like saying to him, and no, I wasn't picking at them either. And when I went back there after calling and was told all this, got making all story short, back up. And whereas he didn't even look up on his cell phone because he knew it was in the wrong. I had to get to squash that on the dress. But getting on to the original topic of discussion, let me see how many more minutes I have left. Some minutes were taken away from me because I had to get to a different area, or as a matter of fact, to a different floor level, because there was this crazy woman. Oh, I didn't broadcast for about half the average 30 minutes I would broadcast, you know, social media content. Yeah, I had to relocate to a different floor level because this crazy white woman, I mean, the crazies are the nutcases, crackpots, and cranks. It seems like there's more of them venturing upon the floor level where I'm at, or where I one of the floor levels that I usually be upon compared to other floor levels, you know. And where more of them come up there, and she never had really, like, like that is chilled there where she'd be mouthing off in a crazy way, until this particular date and time. Like, what? The devil is this. But getting back to some of the stuff, because the original topic of discussion is supposed to be about the police dogs of electronic mechanical monsters. And I was wanting to do a broadcast about this here. I was going to do it later, but fortunately for you all, this one cell phone company had me do it earlier because, like I said, I didn't feel like ripping up to the streets at the moment. I'm going to get back there with family. Just come back at some such. I'm not coming back here at some such time. Telling the person to stop. I'm not coming. I just come back another day. Too hot to be ripping around to the street. During the summertime, it would be too cold to do that in the wintertime. Anyway, so the electronic mechanical monsters, I had, gotten this news story, and whereas speak about some such matter now, and try to give you all the Cliff Notes version, because I got about like a quarter of an hour more to broadcast. Then a close shop in the library from there would be closed by half an hour. So this was a white guy, a white fella, as I'm hearing, unless I'm mistaken. And where it was two white cops, police officers. Well, one of them was a regular cop, the other was a state trooper. Where the state trooper was trying to tell the police officer cop not to sick his electronic mechanical monster of a police dog on the suspect, but the police officer cop disregard what the state trooper was telling him not to do and sick the electronic mechanical monster of a police dog made in the image of a canine, an animal king, upon the suspect anyway. And the robot dog simply say was tearing him to pieces, practically, if not possibly altogether. And he was, you know, physically, violently assaulted or attacked, you know. And I can only imagine. I mean, if a regular police dog of the animal kingdom, you know, the furry creatures were to tear you up, there would be some substantial, sustainable injuries, but not like to be compared on to an electronic mechanical monster made in the image of a canine or dog biting the damn hell out of you. Biting the darn heck out of you would be worse, I would think, you know. Understand what I'm saying? Read between lines, fill in the blanks, you know. It would be worse because we're talking about, you know, much more strength, you know, to be accompanying or to you know, how should I put it? To be associated with one's mechanical structure or materials, and then the electronic charges, you know, to exacerbate the case or situation of being assaulted or attacked by a canine patrol of a police dog being of a robot. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I mean? So I would think that he himself would have, that the victim of this attack, he would have a legit sustainable lawsuit against the police department in question. I'm sorry, I cannot remember which one it was, whereas that incident had happened, a conflict of interest, regardless of whether or not the suspect was a bona fide criminal, you know, like say of a habitual, repeated offender, making, you know, the jailhouse doors like a revolving door, or whether or not he was a career criminal, I do not know so much as that. But all I heard was that the suspect was viciously, brutally, viciously, violently, physically attacked by this electronic mechanical monster of a robot police dog. Tore him up. Hopefully, the police robot dog, the RoboCop dog. Remember the movie RoboCop? Hopefully, the RoboCop dog did not go for his face, or worse yet, his private parts of his crotch area. You know, be bad enough if a regular police dog go for certain tender spots, is that being the physical human anatomy, than for a robot police dog go for some stuff. You know? And I will bring you further updates as it comes along, you know, as an unlicensed and unprofessional news correspondent, is it? Or a news reporter, or news journalist. I don't know. But that's all I got for your persons for now, I guess. You know, I mean, I did tell you how the state trooper had told the police officer, a cop in question, not to sick his RoboCop dog upon the suspect, but he did it anyway after the state trooper told him not to do it. So being just that. Then, as you all know, I would, you know, open up a social media broadcast or video with that being of a broadcast. I would open up the, you know, social media broadcast video, yeah, broadcast, with that basic intro as an introduction, and then this guy I know from a local Vicentiary neighborhood community soup kitchen, one of those that moonlights as a food pantry. compared to other ones that don't. We'll get back to some and such and clothing. I say, as you all know, I will open up, you know, the usual broadcast, average broadcast with basic interest and introduction, you know, and the footnotes to be accompanying some and such, supplement that, compliment or whatever I say. And then I will go about broadcasting social media content of the video. Then last but not least, I will give you all the closing. I'm sorry, the cat is anyway, go get back to something. Last but not least, I will give you all the closing by sharing with your persons the gospel message that some and such given them the time, you know. Let me see how much time I have for that now. You know, library is about to close. So if I close out a half an hour before the time it does, then that means that the library will be closed a half an hour after I will close out. You know, the broadcast of social media content. You know. So, oh yes, I broadcast practically for the whole half an hour. You know. So anyway, though, and in closing, I would like to say this type of that is, you know, by saying, in more words, less. Or paraphrase is not quote exactly. Type out. And I hope that your persons have gotten something out of the present broadcast. Library about closing half an hour, and I already did my half an hour. Okay. And as I say, that is, if you have not as yet accepted Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, by recognizing and realizing what He himself did out here. And at the Lord, and himself was crucified peace and X. And right. Rabbi, whereas anybody in whom the past and regardless of race of life, any humorous piece that's made in him, yeah, he would be less than for human degrees here. Right on this.